start off having a lecture series like what few IITs are doing these days. So this lecture series will be conducted every month on the last Thursday. The timing will be communicated as per the availability to all of you. So with these few words, I request our Honorable Chairman Sir to inaugurate this lecture series and to say a few words on this occasion. Thank you.
Good afternoon to all of you and welcome in this series of lectures that we are going to start today. The main objective of starting this series is to make a sort of interface between the Pollution Control Board and also the different stakeholders connected to the State Pollution Control Board. We often felt that there is a lack of awareness in many areas as far as environmental laws are concerned. And due to lack of awareness among common people, many times the laws fail. We make the law, but the implementation is not as expected. And one of the reasons, not only reason, but one of the reasons behind the failure of the laws is the lack of public participation. If there will be public participation, certainly the laws will be more successful. So the main objective of this entire series that we have planned for every month on the last Thursday is to have a sort of interaction between the community for which you are working and the officials here who are working. And there are many eminent speakers who have vast knowledge about the environmental issues and laws, but they don't have the platform to express it. And so we thought that sort of we are intermediate between the different stakeholders and the people who are working in the field of environment and have contributed a lot regarding the different issues, the different challenges that we face in the implementation of environmental laws, or the challenges concerned with the changing climate conditions and weather pattern and everything. You are all seeing the condition in Bihar right now. This is last week of July, and still we don't have sufficient rain for cultivation of paddy. And I think that if 10 more days passes without rainfall, Bihar is going to have a big problem as far as agriculture product is concerned. So now the time has come when the changes, climatic changes are knocking at our doors. And to combat it, to face it, there is need for participation of everybody in society. Not only scientists, not only the officers of Bihar government or Pollution Control Board, but every citizen of India or every citizen of the world, they have to chip in that they should do something to stop this deterioration of environmental conditions. So that is the objective, and we are fortunate that the first lecture in this series is being delivered by Dr. Ramakant Jha. We have a very close association. He is very helpful to us from time to time. And we thought that he's the best person to initiate this lecture series. So I won't take much of your time. I will hand over mic to Dr. Ramakant Jha to deliver his first lecture today. And fortunately, this is related to water. And that way I will be also gaining some knowledge because I'm also working in the field of water. So it will be not informative for you, but everybody who is concerned with environmental issues. Thank you very much to all of you, and I hand over to Ramakant Jha.
So with your kind permission, before starting the lecture, sir, we would like to give an introduction about Professor Ramakant Jha. So now I request our board analyst, Mr. Arun Kumar, to please introduce, sir. Please.
Good afternoon to all. मैं डॉक्टर रमाकांत झा जी किसी के इंट्रोडक्शन के मोहताज नहीं है, फिर भी इनके बारे में कुछ कहना है। तो इनका जो है, he has an experience of 31 years of experience in the area of hydrology and water resources engineering. And he is presently working as professor in the Department of Civil Engineering, National Institute of Technology. Now, it is a premier institute in India under the Ministry of Education, Government of India. He is holding the post of chair, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Chair for Water Resources, established by Ministry of Jal Shakti since the year 2015. The Dr. Jha has served as various levels at National Institute of Hydrology, Roorkee, India, and as Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, NIT Roorkee. He has worked and working as country coordinator and principal investigator for many international and national research and consultancy projects. Moreover, he served as chair or coordinator for many administrative positions at NIT Roorkee and NIH Roorkee. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So I think thanks to the chair, member secretary, thanks to all the coordinators, officers here sitting here, and all the participants who are online. Thank you. Now I think I can start my talk, and it's related to understanding of environment and water in present scenario. As our chairman has already mentioned that we are having the issue of climate change. We have so many hydrological, water related, environmental threats, environmental laws. So there are many things, and to start my lecture, I think so when I start my talk, I will be talking more about first we will be talking about satellite days, because we are now going to satellites for day-to-day observations. Either it is a pollution or it is a water in the river, water bodies, wetlands, whatever we are thinking of, we really talk about the water. Water is so important. So satellite data, even in drone survey, we can use the drone survey. Can you go to the full screen? Yeah, right to yes. Yes. So the topic is understanding environment and water sources. I will try to finish up in 30-35 minutes. So now first, which we are going to use is the remote sensing. Nowadays, the time has come for all of us to go for remote sensing, satellite data. We have 5 senses. One is eyes, one is hearing, ears, then nose, skin. So all these senses, what we are talking of is 3 are, one is taste. So out of 5, 3 are remote sensing. I am seeing you all, you are listening my voice, you are smelling something without any physical contact is a remote sensing. We have been using ACs, TV, machines, image, camera. Our eye is the best camera. So we have been using all these devices in the past, but we say that this is a new area of research. I think it's not a new area. We have our mobiles in which we have GPS system, we are using balloons, we are using drones, and there are many things which we use in our day-to-day life for the last 10-15 years.
From the sun.
And here you see in this slide, in this video,
all of these things. It's
oceans, this is the combination of the satellite,
ice, and atmosphere.
as well as the aircraft. And this is
Since the beginning of
indicating
recorded
that
time, humanity has tried to better understand
you
and
can
make use
listen
of the
this voice.
environment by observing and exploring the surroundings. Today, we continue to do so at a global scale under a field of study called remote sensing, which is simply observing an object or a collection of objects of interest from a distance with the help of eyes or sensors that observe the electromagnetic spectrum. One of our primary tools for observing our environment are remote sensing satellites. With their sensors, they can see or sense reflected light from our oceans, land, and atmosphere, and help monitor their condition along with many living organisms that live within them. These satellites help us understand the overall state of health and condition of our planet. But seeing the big picture with satellites has its drawbacks. You can't detect small details. One way to fill in some of the details is to place sensors on airplanes and fly them at the same time a satellite passes overhead. By doing this, we can fill in with more detail the satellite pixels, which are seen here as a single color over the ocean. But this is not the end of the remote sensing story. Unfortunately, these eyes or sensors on satellites and planes do not have brains behind them to make sense of what they are detecting. We must therefore make direct measurements on the ground in a process called ground truthing to associate what is really there and what the remote sensing sensors are detecting, and at the same time make corrections, called calibration, to the data gathered by these sensors to get more accurate measurements. We also make sure of the location of what is being detected by aerial and spaceborne sensors by using the Global Positioning System, or GPS. So here's the big picture of remote sensing. We have multiple sensors on satellites flying at about 7 kilometers per second above the Earth, gathering data over vast areas. At the same time, an airplane flying over the same area of interest, gathering more detailed data, or what is called higher resolution data. And finally, you have a person doing ground truthing, collecting information that will be used to help validate and calibrate aerial and spaceborne remote sensing instruments. Now, all this seems like a lot of work, and it is. But through global and local remote sensing, we can have a much better understanding of global scale phenomenon, as well as what is happening in our own backyard. We can also quickly notice any changes to our environment, such as hurricanes, forest fires, or floods, or study global activity or changes over long periods of time, such as El Nino, crop growth, pollution, and ocean life. By simply having this information, we as people can make better informed decisions and help us maintain nature's fragile balance, and at times better prepare ourselves for the unexpected forces of nature.
So we have seen that using the satellite data and the combination of satellite data with the aeroplane data, balloon data, and drone data, we can really collect a lot of information. And this is one of the slides which we are showing you, that monthly rainfall over the globe, because that is very important to collect all the information periodically. So we can collect different rainfall, the snow depth, and the soil moisture information using the different satellite data. And we have done this kind of work. We have been doing for the last 20 years for different countries. And this is the Tibet Plateau, you can see. Every rainfall, we are not getting rainfall in Patna. So Tibet Plateau is really controlling our. Then another one is the GPS. We all have GPS in our car, mobile, and everywhere. So that is again related to satellites. And why I'm telling you, because water and environment, both nowadays we have to go for that. In addition to that, you can see that we carried out first year and using the drones. This kind of drone, we can really, you see here, the Jabalpur city, near Patna city. You can see River Ganga and all the areas, the industries, and the things which are really polluting. You can see here one big making industry is there, and lot of smoke is coming out of. So if we use this kind of a mechanism, drone survey, we can really monitor any industry, any sand mining, any kind of thing. The IPC study we already carried out under Unnat Bharat Abhiyan at our institute. We can use drones, and they are very useful when we talk about the water and the environment. And we can really cover up whole area just by sitting at one place and using these drones. So the intention was that we should really go for satellite data. And now we will come to our real concerns, real topics. One is the pollution load in the river, industrial pollution, freshwater scarcity, environmental flows, river bank erosion, silting, and sand mining. They are our concerns when we talk of water and environment. And we have to have better understanding of it. Now, you see here, if we measure the concentration of any pollutant going to the river in our laboratory, we measure the concentration. If I am given a glass of water, you can see here the glass is there. If I can drink it. If I am given one bucket of water, I may not, even if it has the purity, water quality is good, everything is within permissible range, but I will have a space problem. If I drink one big bottle of water, I will have problem. Same way is that if you see here, in the next slide, here, if doctor is giving me tablets, 500 mg or one bottle and saying that you drink 1 teaspoon in the morning, 1 in the afternoon and 1 in the evening. Concentration is same. If I take 1 cup of tea, 1 teaspoon of sugar is put in that. If I take 10 cup of tea, 10 teaspoons. So if I will find out milligrams per liter, concentration will be same. But if I drink 10 cup of tea, what will happen to me? Concentration wise, I will say, sir, it is concentration milligrams per liter. 1 teaspoon sugar was given in 1 cup and 10 teaspoon was given in 10 cups. So concentration milligrams per liter, it is same. Same way it is with the medicine. But what matters here is the quantity. So whenever we measure pollution in the river, whenever we measure the pollution of any industry effluent, we should really look for the quantity, what we have to manage, and we call it load. What is the load? Well, not the concentration. So discharge, the flow in the river, the pollutant MLD is very important for all of us. Quantity, how much water we have to manage. Concentration wise, it may be within permissible limit, but it is going to be damaging. In our country, we have this big issue. We say one industry can pollute, can dispose of or discharge 30 milligrams per liter of BOD at this location at Gandhi Ghat in Patna. And it will be Ganga River. Ganga is very powerful, lot of aeration is there, lot of solution is there, it will aerate. But if there are 100 industries coming up there, and I have given a guideline that you can dispose of 30 milligrams per liter, each industry can dispose of. So we have huge concentration wise, it will be same because it will be diluted and all water is coming, all is having 30, the total sum will remain 30 milligrams per liter. But so much of quantity of pollution is coming at one point. What will happen? We have to think in that direction. Quantity is very important. How much we are eating. We go to the party, we go to different places. Second one, the pollution which is coming to the river from different places. We all have faced the injection. We have, from our childhood till now, we have had injections, right? And Corona time, everyone got vaccinated. So we know that when the doctor gives the injection or the compounder, he will take out particular amount, fixed amount of liquid. Then he will take in the injection, removes the air, put it at particular location, particular angle and particular rate of injection. But we don't do this in municipal and industrial drain. Wherever we wish, we place in the river. Wherever we wish, we take it out from the river. So we have to be very confluence angle. We will talk later on what the really it means. It is very important to have a particular angle, particular location, particular rate of injection for proper injection going in body and body can manage it. Suddenly if someone comes, immediately he puts all the injection in my particular location is fine. Immediately he puts all the injection, what will happen to my body? Body will not accept it and I will have reaction. So these are some of the basic things really we need to take it further in our day-to-day analysis and studies. Now, I always feel that whenever either it is my life or it is the pollution, it is the flood, these three things are very important in our life. One is the magnitude, second one is the duration, and third one is the frequency. These are the basic things you see here. Magnitude, especially Bihar is famous for anger. The aggressive people, they will get anger, later on they will confess. Magnitude. There was 900 millimeter of rainfall in Bombay and whole city was underwater, flooded. So what I should do as a water resources expert, as an environmental expert, what should I do? I have to reduce the peak. And when I was a young scientist in Roorkee, unfortunately or fortunately, my director was very, having high level of anger. And I used to sit with him like this. So whenever he was angry, I give him a glass of water. Sir, please have water and then you talk. What I was trying to do is reducing the peak. Because that will damage anyone who is sitting there. And once damaged, it's done forever. So this is the problem. If some truck falls in River Ganga with arsenic or the cyanide or the mercury, that will magnitude. So we have to reduce the magnitude. If Patna is getting flooded, what really we should do? We have to reduce it. And if any industry polluting environment, any river system, any groundwater is getting polluted, like arsenic in West Bengal, what really we should do? We have to go for dilution. We have to do the delay. Delay is the best technique because dilution water is not available. Delay is the best technique. We can reduce the peak anger. How will delay? Water harvesting. Harvest the water and send it to the river after 2 hours. Someone can send after 3 hours. What really we have done? We have controlled the peak. And same with the industry. If any industry is polluting high concentration of pollution, then we should delay. We should ask them to store and dispose of with the delay factor. That is the control of magnitude. Next is the frequency. If one boy or any person is doing mistake frequently, there is some symptoms of no normal tendency, madness. Same is with the point and non-point source pollution. If we are getting frequent pollutants coming in the drain or in the river from particular industry, if we are getting non-point source pollution, which is very important, and after this Swachh Bharat mission, it has been controlled. Otherwise, you go to any medical college, you go to any apartment, by the side of those apartments, you will find a lot of garbage. Nothing happens, it's okay. When the rain comes, that water either goes to the river or it goes to the ground, and from hand pump or motor, we are drinking that water. That's why in rainy season, we have 60 to 70% waterborne diseases, because that is a non-point source of pollution. We are really not able to measure it. And I have done some work on that also. We will discuss some other day. And you can see in the web, ASC papers are there on non-point source pollution, American Society of Civil Engineering, and what is the solution. We have to put heavy penalty to the industries. We have to ask them to change the ETP. If it is a residential area, STP, water purification system, community level water purification system with the solar, non-renewable source of energy. So like that, or we can have online monitoring. We have to control the frequency. If they are really polluting the industry frequently, lot of flood is coming, lot of area is getting drought in southern part of our country, we are receiving droughts. Now the duration, if I am not given food for 10 days, I will die. I will have some serious concern in my health. If the area is polluted, you can see some of the areas here on the right side top. No long duration, continuously hand pump, that whole area is now getting polluted. So duration is causing drought. As Chairman sir already mentioned that if 10 days we are not getting rain, we will have severe problem for agriculture. That means indication of drought. Duration is very important. So whether something is being done for long duration, for short duration, and we have to go for solution. One of the solution is yellow color, it is written environmental flows, water harvesting, groundwater recharge. Remember, both are different. We should not suggest groundwater harvesting unless Central Groundwater Authority approves it. Because when the rain water is coming, we are harvesting it and directly placing without proper technique that may damage the groundwater. Then plantation, afforestation, and so many things are there. We have been talking when we visited some industries, they were talking about the Karnal technology. In my view, if you ask me, we may have failure after 5 years because we are not revisiting those sites. This needs to be cultivated. Mulching is required to be done because all the soil pores will get clogged by the sediments, by the suspended materials, and water may not go inside as it was going earlier. So we need and we have to ask them that they should go for proper. If they are applying Karnal technology, really it should be applicable, it should be done, and that is seen by the visits, surprise visits. Now we come to the importance of water. We all can go sitting here and online, we can go to the hotel, we can eat for 2 days, but I will not give you water to drink. I will not even give you water to wash your hands. Yes, you can use oil, you can use milk, you can use juice, you can use dal, you can use sabji, whatever you are eating. You can wash your hands, you can use tissue papers, but we will not provide you water to drink and wash your hands. This is the importance of water. And we are really ignoring it. We have to give due weightage, otherwise my grandchildren will put me in old age home and they will not give me water. It is going to be because water is creating flood, it is creating disaster, it is creating landslide. So we have to look for proper solution. There is a big momentum effect. This is very important. You see here, elephants and big animals are falling. So if an elephant is falling from the hill and the mouse is falling from the hill, who will give more impact? Of course, elephant, because it is having momentum. Like Badrinath in 2008, recently, mass into velocity. So during rainy season nowadays, it's not only flood, it's not only water, it is water with sediment. So it has a mass into velocity momentum effect like elephant. So it breaks. It is not like a mouse, not only water. So whenever we talk flood aa gaya, we always talk, but we never talk of the sediment load which is coming with the water. And the Ganga Setu, you are saying Ganga Setu has come up. We are making one structure, any pillar, you will find that that pillar is obstructing the sediment. Water will go from the Ganga downstairs, but the sediment will remain there. And whenever any structure is coming, you will find that above and below, after 5 years, you are finding the island, the Ara land, what we call. So it is because of the momentum effect, and we have to understand the basic sciences which we have studied in our school days, and then only we can control the flood, because it is not coming alone, it is coming with huge amount of sediment with it. And in your daily life, you might have seen that the roadside, when there is a shop, they will put big boulder. So automatically when car will come, they will take right turn and they will go, because they are very smart and they are putting like a obstruction. So same is with the river. When there is the obstruction, we will find this kind of sedimentation, and it needs to be removed because it is very dangerous for the environment as well for the people. Water harvesting, we have already discussed that in our rooftop. Our ancestors were very smart. They were having the bunds, the made or band, what we call Ari. Here in Bihar, we call Ari. So they were having this much height, size of table size Ari, and they were having so much wide. We used to cross by bicycle. Why? Because the water will be in that agricultural area. When it fills up, then only it will go to the another land. Second one, the topsoil will not go. The fertilizer which I have applied in this agriculture will not go. So they were very, nowadays you see, you go to any village, very small bunds and very height is too small, width is too small. So this was the natural way of water and soil conservation, which we are now doing either in the urban area or rooftop. Then this is a basin you see here in this diagram. We can very well see Himalayan, how it looks like, green color, forest, snow melt, river, drainage system, everything is explained over here. And you see morphology. These two kids, very nice kids, they are crying, right? And morphology we have been river morphology, we have been talking of the morphology of the area. This is the morphology, what you are saying. It is surface feature. When we cry, our tears come from close to my nose, or it goes towards the ear. So face, the cheeks, the eyes, the nose, everything is indicating the morphology. In hilly area, hard rock area, you go, and when we go there, we see the faults, lineaments, cracks, and we can easily find out which area will have water only because of seeing its morphology. This is morphology, and you can apply anywhere, either in the nature, in the plant, in the trees, in the hill area, in the hard rock area, wherever you go, you can talk of. Now we are in Patna, you can see here in this map. We can see Gandak River this side, Son is this side, and lot of changes in the river. We have a Diara land in between. Ganga River above, that is the Diara land. Son is coming from this side. We have Patna city. And now 1984, you can see very well. You can see this here. You notice this area and this area. You notice these two areas. You will find that this river has vanished from this area, and this river has gone from here, which was close to Patna, near Gandhi Maidan, it is going away. I'm just showing you, this is 1984, and one by one I will go, you can very well see how it has started going out, and it started moving away, and it will mix over here. See, next, yes, it's gone, vanished, and it has become single island. This one central one, and other side the river has gone far off from Patna. So this is very important for all of us to study the river system. And you see here, either we talk of the Sangam in Allahabad, you can see river Ganga and Yamuna meeting. There is a particular angle you will see, we may discuss sometimes separately. You see here, whenever two rivers are meeting, they are not meeting at curvature. They are meeting either at downstream or upstream of this curve. We will discuss that shortly, I will tell you. Then you can see here, river Ganga at Varanasi. Varanasi is also on this side. Many towns, any town you will find, they are situated in this direction. Why? We will discuss. Right? Not moving? Not moving? Yeah, you see here. In this slide, you can see this is the Varanasi. Whenever we make a road and there is a turning in the road, what really we give? In hilly area, you might have all have traveled. No? They have elevated the road, and we call it super elevation, because my car should not go to the valley. My car should not really, center of gravity should be maintained. But in the river, it is not happening. What happens when the water is going from this side to this side? What it is doing is it is cutting from this side. We call it outer side or concave side, and this is the inner side. It will cut, and on the other side, white spot you are saying, this is the sediment. So it will deposit. So river has two types of slope. One is the longitudinal, which is going along the river. One is the transverse, because it is cutting. And one fine morning, we are finding the tree, the temple, the buildings have gone in water. And that you can see in the, not moving from here, right? You see here. You can see in this slide, in this slide, that is the concave side or outer side. If I am in the river, all the slides you see here, all the slides you see here, they are on the concave side. You see figures and you will find that this is the concave side. This building is going to collapse after some time. Here you see that is the concave side, that is the erosion side. Here you see this is the concave side. You see this is the concave side. So nowadays, I don't have to give any proof. You watch TV. And whenever they say that this building, this temple, this tree has gone in water, you will find that that is the concave side or outer side. If I am sitting in the river, that is the outer bank or concave lens side. If I am sitting in the river, other side is convex bank. So it is very important for all of us to understand the river system. If we are putting pollution in that and efficiency, you see here, if the river is deeper, I have given an example and the data is not visible, but it is having the same area, but this river is, the upper one is, extreme A is having more power, extreme power, hydraulic efficiency. It means if the river is having sedimentation, if the river is become wider, is becoming water, which we can see River Ganga from Buxar to Farakka, it is getting wider and shallower, it will be less efficient. If I have a stone in my stomach, I will have two problems. One will be, I will eat slowly. Second will be, I cannot eat much. So if I have these two issues, what really we have to do? We have to remove either by some raise system or by operation. Otherwise, efficiency will reduce. So if I put any barrage, any structure in River Ganga at Gandhi Ghat, I'm allowing the water to flow, but sediment will stay over there. After 1 year, that sediment will act as a barrier, gate, and it will go further. So in 10 years, it may go 10 kilometers, 100 kilometers, and that will be a stomach in my, the stone in my stomach. That needs to be maintained. If I maintain all the drains of Patna before monsoon, why I cannot maintain that? Now, second one, this is very important. I was telling you where to put the pollution. This is Kashi, Varanasi. You see here from Asi Ghat to Dashashwamedh Ghat. These are the different ghats. And this is the IIT BHU campus. So now you see every pollution is coming from this side. People are taking a holiday this side and Har Har Ganga they are saying, and they are finding that the pollution, they are getting the pollution because you see the next slide. Yeah. The previous slide. Yeah. You see here, because we are polluting on the concave side, and concave side has a feature that it is deeper. It is having more erosion. It will deposit sediment. Velocity is low. So slowly, water is going over there and it is not getting mixed with that. If we take water, the pollution, to the center or little to the center, it will get mixed. In the next diagram, you see here, that is the green color and red color. So you can see here, velocity is very high towards the convex side, and velocity is green color and blue color is showing that velocity is low in outer bank or concave side. It means I'm living in Varanasi on concave side. All the municipal and industrial pollution is coming to the river on that side. I'm taking holiday in that side only. Velocity is low, mixing length is less, and water is not getting mixed. And one more thing, we are taking water sample at the center of the river. When after passing this town or upstream of the town, and we are saying it is good, because if I'm taking sampling here, if I'm taking sampling here, you will get good quality of water because there is not mixing. And that is why River Yamuna has become drained. Now it's time for River Ganga. If we do not wake up, we are going to have this kind of situation. we do experiments, we send our experiments, we have working hand, and we have the power to use our manpower as the students. They are doing PhD, masters, and they do it. And we have done this kind of experiments, and we observed that this is the situation of Kanpur. You see on the concave side, city side, how much pollution is there. On the right side, other side, sandbed side, less pollution. Can't we think in that direction that we should dispose of the pollution at the center or at the other way? Nowadays people are smart. They are going to the other side of the bank and they are taking part. Environmental flows, very important. We carried out, and some of my PhD students have done PhD in environmental flows. Minimum flow required. You can check it is available in the internet also, my paper on environmental flows. This is very important. Environmental flows, you see here, we cannot save 100% water. We cannot throw all the water because it will not be economically. Like a mobile, we can use mobile, but we have to optimize it. Same way, we have to have a particular amount of water which should go to the river without any obstruction. It should be, you see here, we construct a dam, and when I observed that the Krishna River, 100% water is, it means if you take out all the blood from my body, what will happen to me? If I donate a blood, I donate only one water, just 300 milliliters. And then I will be given 2 months, 3 months, I don't remember the time, then I can only donate. But if I take out the full water, river morphology will change, pollution will increase, and everything, serious problems. So environmental flows are mandatory. And what happened? In 90s, Supreme Court said that you have to in Delhi, and I was in Roorkee. So Trivedi Saab was there in CPCB, and Paritosh Tyagi was the chairman of the Central Pollution Control Board. So I was in a meeting and I told them, sir, the Supreme Court has said that you should release 10 MLD water, 10 cubic water in the river Yamuna. But we do not know if I am releasing 10 cubic, and there we will get 0 cubic because all the Nazafgarh drain, all the drains are polluting the water. And what water we are seeing in river Yamuna in Delhi is drain water. So we have to do the analysis, how much losses we are going to have as a seepage. So whether I have to release 10 cubic or I have to release 50 cubic, because court has said you have to maintain 10 cubic meter per second of water in river Yamuna at Delhi. So to maintain that at the outlet point, we have to release more water. So that way environmental flow is very important. And now new areas in which I have some reservations, and I am opening it for you all to do this kind of research. One is that nowadays we are getting a lot of cooler chai. Right? It is very popular every shop, and earlier it was okay. Nowadays we need to go for its testing because hot water, hot tea is placed in that, and I don't know what chemicals are there in that pot. I'm seriously worried about it. Maybe its impact will come after 1 year, 2 years, but I request that we should really look into that. Second one is, I do not promote ROs. Second one we are getting. And in front of my house, there is a shop, and there are many, like a bunch in Patna. They are giving that kind of water for 40 rupees. And we are getting 25 liters or 30 liters, I don't know. We are using RO. In RO, I discourage RO. I have been saying in IIT Delhi, there was a 4 years back. I have been saying that we must discourage RO because 60% water we are wasting, 50 to 60%. And it is connected to the very small pipe to our kitchen tap, and it goes as a waste. The remaining 50-60% we consume, that also next morning we waste as a throw as a wastewater. So after 10 years down the line, we will have very high TDS water. Groundwater, surface water is going to be very high TDS. We have to have environmental laws for this kind of extraction of groundwater by the people in local areas, because they are selling it for 40 rupees, but down the line, 10 years, the RO water, and I am seeing 60%, 50 to 60%, it is going to drain as a waste. Remaining 50% I drink and next month. And the last point, because next slide will be the last slide. The last point which I am concerned about, that planning for the floating population. Hundreds of thousands people are coming to Patna every day from village for job, for college, for high court, for school boards and transit, train and all. They will drink good thing. They will drink good water and they will do defecation, either open defecation in the toilets. Lakhs of people every day coming to Patna. We have to plan accordingly. Because they are taking Amrit and coming out wish and pollution, and we have to manage it. So it is very important for all of us to look for, and we all know it. This is the last slide before I end up. We all know this gentleman, Stephen Hawking, today's Einstein. He has done a lot of work on black hole, and he is not able to talk. His body parts are not working. We all know him. Do you know his father? No. Do you know his teacher? No. So people will know you. Whatever you have learned so far, whatever you are doing in your life, you are doing for yourself. So it's your choice, what you want in your life, what you want to do, and what was great with this guy. People will know you, but how people will know you? His brain, mind, very strong. It hardly matters whether your body parts are working or not. If your head is strong, you are focused to your life, your career will be bright and people will know you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Your questions, please ask.
Anybody from this hall have any query? Any question? Wonderful lecture by Dr. Shah.
Yes, sir. Very good presentation, sir. Thank you very much. We were expecting like the presentation from your end, reference to the water resources and environmental conservation issues. As for the industrial effluent is concerned, the technology we have mentioned with respect to the its disposal system. We have mentioned that dilution is one of the systems. But as a regulatory authority, and that CPCB now and other authorities have defined that, so we should not go ahead with the dilution system. Because just when we are going for dilution, we are only increasing the flow and that, but magnitude, right, which is talking, the magnitude of concentration will remain there. The concentration is not going to assert from here. So our study should be nowadays that we should not go ahead with the dilution technology right now.
Yes.
Of course, now technology, the zero liquid discharge system or treatment technology. Of course, the Pollution Control Board is having the mandated for all kinds of the adoption of the treatment technology or directions like the penalty, like environmental compensation that being imposed, no doubt. But we should restrict that the technological interventions and the technology available in the country for treatment and disposal of the wastewater to the great extent, and that minimization of the that is the water or minimization of the resources to the extent, so that there would be reduction. That means reduction in the wastewater generation.
Yes.
So that is the one thing that
Recycle and reuse.
Recycle and reuse. So that's my submission that we should not go yet with the
Yes.
dilution technology.
Yes.
Rather, we should go for the treatment technology
Exactly.
and wasteful technology for our options.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, any more question from this hall? Then I'll go to online participants. If anybody from hall, any more question?
I
this
don't have
one?
any question, but I have.
Yeah.
I have to really see that you have given a such a lively presentation, describe the river as living system with the human system. It's really a good one. So today we have started this program on the World Nature Conservation Day. And nature is nothing but it's full of resources. And nature is nothing but it is life. It is our prosperity, food, shelter, everything, and it is our future also. And water is the most vital element. Sure. So we have started the program on a very good day. We have learned many things, and that, to be very frank, sir, the recapitulation of my entire story of my life of with working with Gary Saab, Vivedi Saab, and all these things. So how the load matters and how to calculate the diurnal load of a train that I have learned from Gary. And one thing just I wanted to see the concave part you were talking about.
Yes.
The Taj Mahal is situated on the concave part, but what was the, why it was not still good and there is no damage to it?
Which one? Which
Taj Mahal.
Taj Mahal. Yeah. See, there is since civilization, people have started living along the concave side. Patna, the Gandhi Ghat is also on concave side. The reason is the concave side is having higher elevation. Concave side is having the silt and the clay, and there is a natural gradient because when the water comes to the river, it is coming as a base to because there is no rain, there is no snow. Still, I am getting water in the Ganga from where it is coming. So it is coming from basin. The other side, the other side of the river is having sand. It is in the lower side. Whenever flood will come, it will come on that side. So people started living on the higher sides, that is the concave side. Now either it is a Taj Mahal or now any city, they have protected by having the Pakka construction. We call it the pathway, or nowadays what the riverfront. Now they have been using this word riverfront. So what they did, if it is on the concave side, because it is on the higher elevation, so there will always be a erosion in that location. So what they have been doing, they have to protect the erosion. Initial days, you go to northeast, they will have bamboo and they will put the bamboos. They will cross the bamboos. What they are trying to do is, they are trying to dissipate the energy. Whatever water, it is just like that, sir. 400-meter race and 100 into 4-meter race, relay race. What they are doing, they will just run 100 meters, they will put one barrier, you have to jump, then go, jump. What trying to do is dissipate the energy. Any check them. So if any structure, even they put 5 bamboos, it will be good. So people always prefer to live on the concave side, which is clay, higher elevation, and having the groundwater regulation. Other side is sand, low, and because it is sandy, so no groundwater. That
That's a short.
Please,
very
you ask,
short
yes.
question. What I've learned,
Sir.
the river has 3 main properties.
Sir.
It is a slope, it carries oxygen, and it is a safe flow. And all 3 are being affected nowadays.
Yes.
3 most vital characteristics are being affected because of our activity.
Yes.
Now, how to bring those things? If you won't have the flow, the silt will not flow. And ultimately, there will not be development of land. And nutrition will not be there, biodiversity will be affected. And if there are the connectivity, the flow will get restricted.
Yes.
And what is the solution?
See, it's a multi-organ failure situation. So we have to really, sir will answer, I think, as a doctor, and he is going to the cancer hospital, he can answer in a better way. But if we have to really do like flow. We have to provide the Aviral and Nirmal. So what we have, our mandate, one of the mandates, water should flow. We can delay the peak, but we have to make it. Second one is you talked about the oxygen. We call it aeration process. If I am running, I will need more oxygen. If I am sleeping, I will need very little oxygen. The same thing. If the river is sleeping, In a sleeping mode, very slow, no oxygen, no turbulence, it has no self-purification capacity, pollution will not get removed. But if the river is turbulent, if we put naturally or artificially, put some boulders, put some aerators, so we have to make them turbulent, ask them to run. And the river Ganga is running very fast. It is turbulent in nature. It is taking oxygen. All the organic components it is making as mitti, oxidized, and it has become mitti. That's why we can say that river Ganga is having very high self-purification capacity. So it is a lie. It is running. Any river which is running. And third one is the sediment. Yes, it is a very serious problem because especially in Bihar, we are getting a lot of sediment load from Himalayas, and it has a momentum effect, mass into velocity. And like an elephant, it is hitting, breaking, or getting deposited. It is just like a stone at different places, or it is, maybe I will add on, it is just like a cancerous thing. We do not know when it is growing up. And we find it that it is in the last stage, fourth stage. So it is something like very serious concern, and we have to maintain it. Some people will come, no, don't disturb it. We have to maintain it either by sonography or by operation or by something. But we have to maintain. We are doing Nala Udahi before monsoon. You will find in Patna everywhere it is doing. Why we are not doing for it? Why? We have to go for it.
एक क्वेश्चन करना है कि हमारे स्टेट में गंगा रिवर के बारे में बातें चल रही थी, फरक्का डैम के कारण हमारा सिर्फ बहुत ज्यादा हो गया। हमारे माननीय मुख्यमंत्री द्वारा भी बार-बार इसमें इसको कैसे सॉल्यूशन किया जाए? तो क्या कभी-कभी आते क्या फरक्का रिवर को तोड़ दिया जाना चाहिए?
नहीं, किसी retrofitting. So if there is some issue with this building, we cannot break and remake. We go for retrofitting. Some treatment, there are 16, 17 gates that are not even open because it was closed. Sediment came, stuck over there, and finer sediment goes over there. In the Himalaya, near Himalaya, you will get boulders. As you come to Patna, you will find fine grains. And as we go to Farakka, you will find clay, sticky soil. So what happens if the gate is closed? This water will flow, but will stick up over there. And after a few years, you will find there is a island form, and that is not allowing. We call it I don't remember exact word. Shell formations are there. So that is not allowing the gate to open. So we have to remove them, reoperate it, and regulate the flow. This time from here, this time from here. Proper monitoring which gate should be open so that flush out the sediment, and everything should be proper way. That is the solution. Anywhere.
इसमें भी जो सेट मैनेजमेंट की बात है, इस रीति के अगर हम करते हैं हमारा पता नहीं पूरा
नहीं कहीं
इस रीति अगर हम करते हैं रिवर, क्या ये फिजिबल है?
Yes. दो तरह से है, दो तरह से है. One is that we should either remove the set, sell it. We will get a lot of revenue. The government will get a lot of revenue out of it. Second one is, if we are not able to do it, loosen the soil and start from the towns near Farakka, and then you come to the office. So that this monsoon, we have loosened the soil will move ahead and it will create the efficient, deeper the channel, more efficient. It will make the channel deeper. If in Patna, we can some banks or in river zone that is well available, we can decide which location. No, from which location we should take out the set. Not say one very important thing. If I am going for plastic surgery of my face, so I will not allow anyone to take skin from here, flesh from here or from here or from here. We will take it generally from the leg side, right? So it gets refilled again. So we have to really look for which location. And this we have done in our environmental clearance committee nowadays. We have allowed many rivers to remove these things. So a location, the depth and the amount, they can take it out so that it will deepen the channel which is water which is going Hajipur and everything, Muzaffarpur. After Muzaffarpur, it has been declared as green belt. Why? Because river is shallower now. Pani to aa raha hai, where it will go? It will go in that side. So that area you go nowadays, we can see that lot of water is there. Only because of
but what are the social guidelines and
this.
दूसरा क्वेश्चन सर,
हाँ।
गंगा में जो पटनावासी होने के नाते
जी सर।
गंगा नदी जो हम लोग पटना किनारे किनारे प्रवाहित हो रही
सर।
है, अभी हमारा 3-4 किलोमीटर दूर चली गई है पटना के पास घाट से तो इस बीच में जो अंडर बन गया,
हाँ।
क्या फिर अभी से हाईकोर्ट का भी ऑर्डर हुआ था गंगा को पुरानी धार को बरकरार रखने के लिए उसको चैनल बन गए थे, उसमें फिर एक कमेटी बनी थी कि वो चैनल को आगे ले आया जाए, क्या फिजिबल है कि नहीं गंगा को पूरा स्थापना
फिजिबल है, बिल्कुल फिजिबल है, लेकिन हमने ही किया है। वी हैव क्रिएटेड दिस सिचुएशन। हमारा बहुत बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट फेस्टिवल होता है छठ, उसमें हम टेम्परेरी घाट बनाते हैं एंड वी गेट लैक्स ऑफ पीपल गो देयर, तो हमने उसको पक्का बना दिया। वी आर नॉट अलाउइंग द वाटर टू कम टू। वी हैव मेड गंगा पाथवे, वी हैव मेड सो मेनी थिंग्स, वी हैव मेड रिवर फ्रंट, तो वी हैव मेड अ फ्रंट एंड वी सेव वाटर ड्यूरिंग फ्लड। आप आइए, यहाँ टकराइए, पानी चले जाइए, मिट्टी यहाँ छोड़ दी जाएगी, वेलोसिटी कम हो जाएगी, वेलोसिटी कम हो जाएगी, इट विल नॉट हैव द कैरिंग कैपेसिटी, इट विल get silted over there, so river will automatically go far. That is one, that's why it is going far. And after before 1 year it came to my newspaper, then CM sent some, CM साहब ने हमारे वहाँ ऑफिस में लोगों को भेज दिया और फिर we discussed so many things. So I said that water is not following the traffic route. हम वहाँ लगाते हैं, बिहार पुलिस का वो बोर्ड लगा दिया हमने, और हम सोचते हैं कि it will come like a car, it will take a right turn and it will go. No, it will hit that, it will start whirling motion, भंवरे बनाएगा, वहां की मिट्टी खींचेगा और फिर लेके जाएगा, वहां इरोजन हो जाएगा. सो वाटर नीड्स टेंजेंशियल फ्लो, आप उसको दिशा दीजिए. तो यदि पानी, हमने दीघा घाट में रेलवे ब्रिज बना, जब what we have done, we have made it like this. So we have asked Ganga river, you go towards Sonpur, and then suddenly one fine morning it was, their channel was made, and then I was called. वो बंद हो गया, एक साल में बंद हो गया चैनल. तो उन्होंने सोचा कि बस ऐसे दाएं मुड़ बोलेंगे तो दाएं मुड़ जाएंगी नदी. नदी तो नहीं मुड़ेगी ना, आपको डायरेक्शन देना पड़ेगा, आपको उसको बताना पड़ेगा मुड़ने के लिए. वो हुआ नहीं, तो फिर मुझे बुलाया गया. तो फिर मैंने, सर ये इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू फॉलो द ट्रैफिक रूल्स, यू हैव टू मेक डायरेक्शन. वहां आप डायरेक्शन बनाइए, यहाँ टकराएगा, देन इट विल गो. Slowly make a curve so water will flow like this and it will. There are many old channels, we can revive it. We did some study, but because of the Ganga path, they were not able to finalize it and it will. नहीं क्या हुआ?
सीवर चैनल सर.
Yes, please.
So now I'll go to online participants. If any online participant has a question, please switch on your video and also audio. And you can ask the question, we'll listen it. Any question from audience? Yeah, you can switch on your video also, so we can see you. Dr. P.K. Khan. Can you switch on your video? Audio भी नहीं आ रहा है. Yeah, now we can see you. So we can see you now. Can you switch on your audio also? We are not listening you. We are seeing you, but not
Yes,
listening.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, a bit loud.
Yes, sir.
Please ask.
Please ask the question.
Nice presentation, sir, but I'm not finding any question.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment. Anybody else? If anybody else has some question from online participants? कोई raise hand किया? You can raise your hands also if you want to speak.
नीचे आया
नीचे
मैसेज में लिखा हुआ है.
मैसेज में देखिए.
चैट में
चैट में कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है.
no, sir.
Okay, if anybody is interested in putting some question, you can put it in chat box also. We will forward it to Dr. Jha, and then we'll contact you and send you the reply. I don't think that anybody has a question right now. Okay, आप लोग सारे लोग जितने भी participants हैं online, अपना कैमरा वीडियो ऑन कर सकते हैं प्लीज. एक बार अपना सभी लोग, हाँ प्लीज, ऑल ऑफ यू, यस, सो वी कैन सी यू द पार्टिसिपेंट्स। अमित पांडे जी आप भी ऑन कर लीजिए, कल्याणी जी आप भी ऑन कीजिए कैमरा, वीरेंद्र जी को रिक्वेस्ट है कि ऑन कर लें, खुशबू कुमारी, डॉक्टर नवीन, खुशबू ही पर है। हाँ, एक बार सभी लोग ऑन कर लीजिए, वी वांट टू हैव अ लुक, वी वांट टू सी ऑल द पार्टिसिपेंट्स आल्सो, दैट विल बी गुड। खुशबू कुमारी प्लीज स्विच ऑन द वीडियो, डॉक्टर नवीन, वीरेंद्र कुमार जी कहाँ है? ओह, अच्छा, ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है। डॉक्टर नवीन कुमार कहाँ है? ये अपने वाले नवीन कुमार है क्या? नवीन जी आप अपना वीडियो ऑन कीजिए।
बहुत दिनों का चेहरा दिखता है।
Okay, so Dr. Jha, I'm very thankful, very much thankful to you for your wonderful presentation in a common man's language. Very important part, because we are dealing with a diverse audience, and it's very important for us to convey our message, scientific message, in a common language that everybody can understand. That is the purpose of this talk. And I very much agree with you on all the points that you have suggested, like I'm always against RO personally. And I let you know, everybody, that I drink non-RO water. I drink directly from the groundwater. I don't have any RO in my home. Never use RO in my home. Never. Since I'm born, I'm on groundwater, taking groundwater, raw groundwater, without any filtration. And at 72, I think I'm very healthy. I don't have much problem. So I suggest that without requirement, you should not use the filtration water. You get your water tested. And if there's no problem, why to go for filter? Extra money. And if there's a problem, then of course you have to take remedial actions. But there are other options other than RO water. That is one thing. Second thing that I would like to add from me, that I'm always against obstructing or diverting any river from its natural course. ये जो स्कीम था कि गंगा नदी को वापस ले आओ पटना के पास, ये फ्यूटाइल स्कीम था, ये साइंटिफिक नहीं था। और बराबर बात होता है कि इंटरलिंकिंग ऑफ रिवर, दिस एंड दैट, मैं इसके बिल्कुल खिलाफ हूँ, क्योंकि जो रिवर सिस्टम है वो बहुत डायनेमिक है, और उसका एक तरह का डिस्टर्बेंस अगर आप करते हैं तो उसका इम्पैक्ट बहुत सारे जगहों पर होता है। आइसोलेशन में रिवर नहीं होता है, नो रिवर इज इन आइसोलेशन, इट इज वेरी डायनेमिक स्टेट, कनेक्टेड टू अदर रिवर्स, कनेक्टेड टू ग्राउंड वाटर, सो मेनी थिंग्स। ये जितना प्रयास या जितना प्रॉब्लम आप देख रहे हैं आज, वो रिवर के छेड़छाड़ से हुआ जो हम लोग करते हैं। अगर रिवर्स को आप नेचुरल कंडीशन में छोड़ दें तो उससे हार्म जो होगा, वो डैमेज होगा, कम होगा। आप नॉर्थ बिहार का ले लीजिए, ये जो नॉर्थ बिहार का बार बार सुनते हैं कि इतना बाढ़ आ गया, ये हो गया, डिस्पाइट द फैक्ट कि बहुत सारे बांध बनाए गए, करोड़ों रुपया खर्च हुआ, और ये प्रॉब्लम घटा नहीं पड़ती है क्या? अगर आप 1952 की बात करें और अभी 2022 की बात करें तो बाढ़ उस समय भी आता था, बाढ़ अभी भी आता था, लेकिन उस समय जो बाढ़ आता था उसको स्वागत करने लायक बाढ़ आता था। कोसी के लोग, कोसी की औरतें वेट करती थी बाढ़ आने, और जब बाढ़ आता था तो टिकली और चूड़ी लेके उसका स्वागत किया जाता था। कारण ये था कि बाढ़ जब भी आता था खुले मैदान में तो पानी लाता था, लेकिन पानी का स्तर बहुत ज्यादा नहीं होता, और बहुत सारा वो एल्यूवियल सॉइल को लाते थे, जिससे मिट्टी का फर्टाइल हो जाना आवश्यक था। और जब बाढ़ का जो ड्यूरेशन था वो शॉर्ट था, थोड़े समय के लिए पानी लगता था, लोग एक कस्टम थे, तैयार रहते थे, और जब पानी चला जाता था तो कुछ खेती करते थे। हम लोगों ने बांध बांध दिया तो कोसी का देख ही रहे हैं 2008 का जो सिनारियो था, तो किस तरह से कोसी के बांध को तोड़कर पानी किस स्पीड से, जो सी था कोसी का, वो आई बन गया था। और मैं उस समय भी खिलाफ था कि लोगों ने उसको फिर उसको अपने वापस पुरानी जगह पे ले आए, वो गलत था। जब बांध टूटा था उसका कारण था प्रेशर, जो आपने कहा था, वो प्रेशर के चलते बांध टूटा था। और जहाँ जाके रुका था वो उसका नेचुरल जगह, जो हम लोगों ने प्लेट टेक्टोनिक्स पर भी स्टडी किया है उस एरिया में, रिमोट सेंसिंग से भी स्टडी किया है, तो हम लोग का फाइंडिंग था कि जो ईस्टर्न साइड है कोसी का, वो थोड़ा जो है वो डाउन साइड है, उसका लेवल थोड़ा नीचे है, वेस्टर्न साइड ऊपर है, तो बराबर जो फोर्स रहता है वो ईस्टर्न इम्पैक्टमेंट पर होता है।
Yes.
उसी के चलते टूटा, और जहां जाके रुका उसको वहीं छोड़ देना। लेकिन अब फिर हम लोग उसको वापस ले आए, फिर बांध दिए, तो आप कितने दिन बांध के रखेंगे नदी को? आपका ताकत कितना है? नेचर का जो ताकत है उसके सामने मनुष्य का ताकत बहुत छोटा है। और आज तक मैं आज भविष्यवाणी करता हूँ, हालांकि मैं कोई भविष्यवाणी करने वाला नहीं हूँ, साइंटिफिक अप्रोच से बोलता हूँ कि ये जो हम लोगों ने किया, इसका रिप्रोडक्शन आज नहीं तो कल या 2 साल या 6 साल बाद फिर होगा, फिर बांध टूटेगा, फिर कोसी भागेगी। ऐसा नहीं है कि आप एक बार बांध दिए तो कोसी शांत होगी, कोसी शांत नहीं हुई है, आपने जबरदस्ती को शांत करा दिया है, लेकिन वो अभी अपना काम धीरे धीरे कर रही है अंदर अंदर हो रहा है। और आज 2 साल 10 साल में पता नहीं कितने साल में ये कहना मुश्किल है, उतना स्टडी मैंने नहीं किया है, लेकिन ये तय है स्लोप को देखते हुए कि जो प्रेशर बढ़ रहा है उस साइड में, उसके चलते आज न कल फिर बांध टूटेगा, और फिर जो आपदा आएगा, जो विनाश होगा, उसका अंदाजा नहीं लगा सकते। तो हम लोग जब भी रिवर से छेड़छाड़ करते हैं तो हम लोग इकोनॉमी को देख के करते हैं, लेकिन लॉन्ग रन में आपके छेड़छाड़ से इकोनॉमी को कितना लॉस हुआ ये एस्टिमेट नहीं कर पाते। तो जो प्लानर्स हैं, इंजीनियर साहब हैं, इसके खिलाफ नहीं बोलूंगा मैं क्योंकि जो इंजीनियर्स होते हैं उनका है जो स्ट्रक्चर है उसका स्ट्रेंथ देखना, उसका लॉन्ग लाइफ देखना, लेकिन उसका जो सोशल इम्पैक्ट है, इकोलॉजिकल इम्पैक्ट है, वो थोड़ा सा इग्नोर हो जाता है। इसलिए हमारा हरदम ये सुझाव रहता है कि जब भी कोई रिवर के साथ या नेचुरल स्ट्रक्चर के साथ प्लानिंग हो, तो उसमें डिफरेंट जो साइंटिफिक कम्युनिटी हैं, इकोलॉजिस्ट या बायोडाइवर्सिटी के स्पेशलिस्ट, रिवर के स्पेशलिस्ट, इंजीनियर तो इम्पोर्टेंट है ही, ऐसे लोगों को भी शामिल करना चाहिए, जिससे कि ऐसा प्लान बने कि आपको फायदा भी मिले और नुकसान लॉन्ग रन में नहीं हो। इमीडिएट फायदा तो मिल ही जाता है, कुछ भी बनता है तो, लेकिन लॉन्ग टर्म नुकसान नहीं हो। तो थैंक यू वेरी मच, एंड thanks to everybody who have participated in today's lecture, and I'm hopeful that from next month, every last Thursday that has been announced, that we will be repeating the lectures again and again, and I expect more participation as the time passes. More people will come who have excelled in their field and they have vast knowledge, and this is a platform through which I want to give the message, spread the message to everybody. Thanks a lot again to our speaker, first speaker of this program, and initiator will be a part of the history of this program. Then Dr. Ramakant Jha started the series of lectures in Bihar State Pollution Control Board, and I hope it will continue for a long time, and more information will be disseminated. Thank you very much again to everybody. Yes. Aviral Dhara.
So for information of all the participants, that the presentation will be available in our BSPCB website also, and it was live streamed also. Please do circulate to all, and that will be an information for us. Any feedback from your end is also welcome at BSPCB office. Thank you so much.
Yes, and now
Presentation ceremony.
Bihar State Pollution Control Board. We are giving a memento, and the beauty of this structure is there. Please hold it there. This is all natural product. This is all wood, so leaf, straw, nothing is artificial except this types. Next time, we will remove this also, because this is the plastic, I think, and we are against plastic. So otherwise, if you remove this, because I will remove it right now. Yeah, because we are competing against plastic. Yes. So, yes, now whatever you are seeing, this is all natural product, no artificial product. Thank you, sir. The token just, we cannot pay you the, or whatever you have done. But it is token of respect to you and come again for more lectures.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.